Folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. I'm here to chill and sell you something and hype something. Wait, anti-hype something. No, you need to hype it. Today it's a Dear Rudy video. So we got a message over here, and I want to go through it about distribution, magic, LGSs, bankruptcies, all the goodies, all the fun keywords. Rudy, hey Rudy. Well, hello there. Stop by my local game store today. Wanted to buy a draft box, crack with some friends. Look at you with friends. Wait, we don't have friends. All right. But when I entered, I noticed a piece of paper posted at the register stating that the store would be permanently closing this month. They expect to be out by Halloween. Oh, that's a slap in the third nut. All right. They're selling all of their store stock and inventory at a huge loss just to help pay off some of the debt they've accrued from running an LGS. I ended up buying a sealed case of 18 pre-release packs of Ikoria for $180. Wow, $9.99 for a pre-release pack of Ikoria. Aren't those like $30 a piece in TCG Player? That's a good buy. I think this shows how desperate they are to get even a tiny amount of money back for the products that they have purchased. I am heartbroken. I'm going to assume this is Magic related. I didn't want to be too nosy, so I didn't explicitly ask what the cause of the closure for the store would be. But one of the owners shared that their distributor had required them to make a $10,000 payment for a shipment of Commander Masters boxes. I'm going to assume he didn't say collector, draft, or set, so I'm going to assume maybe like half draft, half collector, half set, or that's 3 halves. Most stores it's usually draft and set, not as much collector. And as we know, store price for Commander Master set was $325, and stores were expected to sell for around $400. Fortunately, that didn't happen, and a lot of stores got annihilated. We talked about this already. Anyways, $10,000 that the store didn't have in cash and was not able to foot the bill. Of course, nobody in our town or city bought the Commander Masters boxes for the suggested retail price of $400 for a set box. So they had to sell every single box for significantly less than what they paid. I do not know anything about the business side of the LGS card world, but Rudy, can you explain, is this actually how it works? Can distribution require a store to spend a specific amount of money if they want any exposure to a specific product? This seems wrong to me. All right, there's a lot to unpack in this thing. So let's just walk through it, okay? First, distributors cannot force you to make a payment or force you to pay for a product. Now, technically, if you already took delivery of the product and you're on terms or some special thing, that's a little bit different because now you've taken possession of something. So we're going to assume this particular situation, the distributor didn't have the money because they couldn't sell the product, so maybe they didn't take delivery of the product. I'm not sure, but we're going to assume that for this video. Technically, no. If a store, if I pre-order 1,000 boxes of Commander Masters set boxes at $325, and I'm going to sell to my patrons for $349, you know, I'm going to undercut everybody and offer a good deal. So I only make $5 a box, and I give them, get it to them as quick as possible. And, I buy the custom shaped boxes, I buy the tape, I pay the shipping, I pay the PayPal. Technically, if it all goes to hell and nobody buys it, even though I requested those 1,000 boxes from distribution 3 months ago, technically, no, the distributor cannot require me to pay for and purchase those items. But the problem is, while they cannot force me to buy the product, if you stick the distributor with the product that they specially ordered for you, they took the risk, they asked you, Timmy's Emporium, how many boxes do you want? I'd like 1,000. And the distributor says, I got your back. And they request 1,000 from Wizards of the West Coast, who never does anything wrong. So the distributor's on the hook for those 1,000 boxes for $325,000. Okay? So if you stick them with that, they get burnt. Now, of course, some people say, well, if the product collapses and the store can't sell it, don't buy it. Okay, well, now they're stuck with it. Now, if the product collapses, the distributor, who, if they're selling it for $325, Wizards probably charge the distributor, who knows, $290, $300. I mean, there's only like a 10-15% margin even for distribution. These margins are really thin across the board, folks. People always think Rudy gets boxes for $5. Wizards only cost them $1 to make a box. People have this stupid, everybody makes up so much garbage on the internet. So no, the distributor can't force the store. But if the store doesn't take it, in this situation, if they didn't take the boxes and didn't make the payment for the boxes, essentially that's going to be the end of the relationship with the distributor, because you can't hose somebody and stick them with, you know, tens of thousands of dollars for items they got for you, and then you hose them. Now, moving forward, they're not going to order anything for you because they don't believe you. The credibility and trust is broken, that kind of thing. So technically, that's how it works. Now, on the other side of the coin, if you don't order a lot of boxes, you can't build up your allocations and trust because they're not going to believe you. You can't open, let's say I open Timmy's Emporium first day in business tomorrow morning. And I call up, I don't know, 2 distributors. Say, hey, I'm open tomorrow. Here's a picture of my store, Mr. Big T's Emporium. I want to order 1,000 boxes of the new, I don't know, sorcery set. Sorcery coming soon in a few weeks. Rudy's revealing the nude exclusive card. I don't know if I can do it on YouTube. I'm working on it. They're not going to go on the hook for the big order because they don't know you enough and trust you enough to risk that much money. Because you could be gone tomorrow, you may not make the payment. It takes years of building relationships and business transactions to get to those levels. I first started in distribution and doing this stuff with the distributors in the United States. I started in 2011. So I started about 12 to 13 years ago working with distributors, okay? When I first started, you know, I remember at the very beginning, I was ordering 60 boxes, return to Ravnica, and then, I don't know, 60 boxes at Gate Crash. I remember doing 100 boxes. Then, of course, they announced the very first Master set in 2013, Modern Masters, and I got like 12 boxes for it, okay? So, at the very beginning, yes, that is a normal path and a normal projected amount, okay? That is, unfortunately, how the industry works. Now, in modern times, post-2020, Project Booster Fund from everyone's favorite Dr. Mark Rosewater of the Third Ball Dynasty, who's the best thing to ever happen to Magic. And, of course, Project Booster Fund and, of course, all the smart people on social media with their game pieces has led us to this era of big boys like Troll and Toad backing away, and you have a lot of stores failing. These are the things I try to bring to attention on this channel when I talk about, hey, you know, there's a new Magic called Ravnica Remastered, which is probably going to be beautiful looking, like all these stupid cards. They're so gorgeous. And guess what? Hasbro and Wizards is fire selling it on Amazon months before release, and stores are saying, well, fuck, I'm not going to order this. I can't afford another massive loss like Commander Masters or Baldur's Gates and these things. You know, I mean, so you see situations where now we're in an era where products collapse. In the past, in Magic's history, Magic has had products come out that have been weak performers. Dragon's Maze. I know you're going to laugh. Rise of the Eldrazi. I know. Someone's going to say, what? Did he just say Rise of the Eldrazi? Like, World Awake? Wait, those were not huge successes? Zendikar was a huge success. World Awake with Jace the Mind Sculptor was a huge success. Rise of the Eldrazi was not at release. You know, some of these sets, Avacyn Restored, Dark Ascension, these older Magic sets, they weren't huge home runs, but they're old and people look back upon those with different perspectives now. The difference between today and then was we all knew when something came out and didn't do well, Dark Ascension, let's pick on that, okay? Or even Dragon's Maze. There wasn't a time that Dragon's Maze or Dark Ascension or any Magic sets pre-2020, there was never a Magic set that came out and collapsed by like 50% or more. Before modern times with collector boxes, Baldur's Gate, Commander, even iconic Masters didn't have this kind of experience, okay? Because even iconic Masters, stores paid $140, okay? And then everybody's pre-selling for $250. Even when they collapsed down to $190, $180, $70, $60, $50, $40, they bottomed out between $120 and $140, and that was only for like a 30-day window. So even if stores are paying $140, the biggest collapse we'd experienced before 2020 was a 10% below wholesale situation. So again, these situations, a store paying $325 for Commander Master set, and they're selling already for $270 or $280, before shipping and fees. So a store would net $250. There was never times where we had a negative 30% price erosion within, 30 days of release. That has never happened before. A Baldur's Gate collector box that I paid, stores, or what was this? What did we all? Stores was $235 for collector box. And I thought I was being Mr. Big Penis, hot shot, taking care of the patrons. I'm going to do fire sale at $239 and $49. And I was proud of that. Now, did I know it was going to go from $230s wholesale, Rudy's patrons to $240s, down to like $110 at the low? We have never experienced that before. That has never happened before. Now, of course, it's recovered quite a bit, and for whatever crazy-ass reason, Baldur's Gate has actually been doing really well. Collector boxes are back on TCG Player from 100. I think they're 170, 160s plus tax. So they've recovered a lot. And if you look at how much is for sale in Baldur's Gate, between even set boxes, even collector boxes, man, the market thinned out. Everybody fire sold last year. So while we have these big collapses, sometimes, Baldur's Gate, we have situations where they actually do have a recovery. They do stabilize and come back. Other times, what's a good example? I guess Commander Master set boxes or anything. I don't see Commander Master set boxes going back to $400 or $350, $400 anytime soon. So stores who are on the books for Commander Master set at $325, there is no way for them to even break even if they paid $325, because they're going to have to sell for $350, or I guess $360, $370, and then after shipping and fees, they'll net $323. I mean, I'm sorry, but Commander Master set is not going to go to $400 anytime soon. Now, the stabilized price of $270 to $300, $320, can it go back to $300 or $320? I do think it's going to go back to that. It is what it is. That's where it's at. So, I want to lay all this out here, okay? So, more of this video. I'm sorry to hear that your local store, which sounds like they were great people, you're not saying anything bad about them. It sounds like you're upset, and it's kind of sucks and shitty and depressing that your local store in your town is going out of business. But unfortunately, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. We're at the end of the video. I appreciate the views. It's a tough market. People are very negative. I mean, you can look at my own YouTube channel. If you look at this channel, you'll notice, like, when Hasbro dumps Ravnica Remastered, and there's a fire sale and stores are freaking out, the video gets 50,000 views in a day, okay? When we talk about, do a box opening, whether it's Pokemon, Magic, Weiss, MetaZoo, Flesh and Blood, or whatever you want, when we do a box opening, the video gets what, 10, 20, maybe 30,000 views? And then when we discuss about stories like this, this video is going to get maybe 500 views, 69 views. People only want to hear dramatic failure because that is the society that we're in. It's very sad that social media leans into it, but LGSs are going out of business, okay? Stores are failing. This is par for the course. I expect more big companies like Troll and Toad to back away from Magic and Hasbro. I expect more LGSs who have been annihilated in the last 12 to 18 months in this bear market to back away. A lot of stores were leaning on Pokemon to support them. In the Scarlet Violet era, all the free tendies of Pokemon are also over with. A lot of stores now, they're leaning on One Piece, Lorcana, and Flesh and Blood to really do it, because Pokemon is weak and Magic's kind of something so bad we don't talk about, Now, it doesn't mean Magic's dying, doesn't mean Pokemon's dying. It means that the market cycle, we are on the bottom end of the market cycle. And it's going to take a lot of time for this market cycle to swing back and recover. In most of these stores, it's not their fault. They may be small or new. They don't have the capital. They don't have the resources. They're not going to be able to run a tight enough budget to survive in a bad environment like this. And I know everyone's saying, all right, well, hold on. We'll wait for things to change. And the difference between other YouTubers and Rudy is, I'm going to be very blunt with you all and honest. I don't think the market is going to turn anytime soon. I think we're going to have random things like Magic the Gathering's Doctor Who, very successful release. Prices are very strong. Everyone's fighting for it. We're going to have some random products that come out and they do well. They don't collapse. Wilds of Eldraine, Doctor Who, they're going to do fine. But the overall weak market with consumer spending, the high cost of rent, real estate, cost of living, food and fuel, high interest rates, high mortgages, high car loans. I don't think the government's going to cut, the Fed is not going to cut rates anytime soon, like everyone keeps thinking. I think we are in for a prolonged period of weakness in the United States. And because of that, you need to make decisions based on that. But yes, there will still be releases that come out that will be successful, and they're not going to collapse. Just because the market's weak doesn't mean products are going to come out and everything's just going to crash on an Amazon dump. As we're all realizing, in the last 48 hours, Amazon Prime Day just came and went, and unlike a couple years ago, where we didn't really get a major dump again. Amazon did not do a major dump. We had some prices on sale, you know, $130 boxes, 20 bucks off, or different. I mean, we had some collector boxes like, what was it? Was it Brothers War from 180 to like 160 or something? I don't know. Well, there were some nice discounts, but there wasn't like $79 collector boxes like what happened on the very first Amazon dump. So that's all I have to say. Sorry to hear about your loss in your local game store. I expect a lot more companies and a lot more stores to fail. And friendly reminder for those of you with your game pieces and everything out there who are happy to see stores and evil Rudy lose money, and we want to see all this stuff. We hate these stores that make money. Just friendly reminder, everybody. Every time a business fails and a store shuts down, that is multiple employees and families losing all their jobs, income. It removes, it sucks the vacuum, and it sucks the life of an area in a city or town. There is a lot of side effects. It's not just, good, Rudy lost money, I feel better. Good, that store, I didn't like that employee. Every time these things happen, multiple people, humans, friends, employees, families are impacted and go through difficult times. So people need to be respectful of that. Welcome to 2023.